I'm going to show you how to use the location, manual location features in Fish Rules. We get a lot of users that ask, hey, how can I check the regulations in Georgia? I'm going to Georgia tomorrow, or federal waters, or I want to enter in my manual coordinates. So the way that works, is at the top here, we call this the location header. And even as you scroll, you'll see it at the top, even minimized. If you drill down into fish, it's still there at the top. That's the location header. You can actually tap that. So when you tap it, it'll take you to a location screen where you can get more information about where you're at. Like it'll show you all the regulation zones that apply to where you're at. There's a couple premium features like save locations where you can save a bunch of different places and jump around. But what you can do is you can, if you kind of roundabout know where you're going, like let's say if I know I'm going to Lake Okeechobee, I can just tap that and then we'll go and load all the there you go. There's the Lake Okeechobee boundary, all the regulation zones, and then now all of the regulations in the list are filtered by that location. Now, you can also hit this open full screen if you want a bigger full screen view of it. On the bottom of this little combo box here, you can pick or use GPS location, so it'll jump you back. In my case, back over here to Jupiter. But what you can also do is you can use latitude and longitude and its decimal degree coordinates. So you can enter in like 26 dot, I'm just going to make up something here, and then negative 80, 356, just for fun. So then if you hit set position, what it'll do is it just so happens that's in Lake Okeechobee what I just entered. Great. But anyway, you can look at your GPS, enter in your latitude and longitude here, and then you can get the regulations that way as well. And then one final thing that I'll mention, sometimes depending on when you're offshore, remember your device isn't a true GPS device. It's what's called a GPS, Assisted Global Positioning System. So it uses radio towers to triangulate where you're at. Well, sometimes when you're far enough outshore, the app can't figure out where you're at. And so it'll say, hey, I don't know where your location is. In some cases, you can hit that little refresh button next to the coordinates here, and it'll try to triangulate you again and find you. But if you're too far offshore, you're just not going to get a signal and you're not going to get a coordinates. So what you can do then is, like I mentioned before, you can just go over here to use latitude and longitude and enter it in manually. What we encourage users to do, besides the fact that you all should always open the app before you go on a fishing trip just to make sure you have the latest regs and stuff like that. But what we encourage users to do is to save their location. So if you know you're going to a spot, set your location on the map or the coordinates, and then you can enter in a name and click save, and then it'll appear up here in this list. Like here's my Tortugas coordinates. And then you see it's protected area. See, it's screaming at me, you can't fish here. So we encourage users to do that so that you have it saved offshore and you can just quickly reference it without having to fuss with acquiring a GPS, radio tower location and that kind of thing. So that's the features in a nutshell. Thank you.